Welcome everybody. Before we get underway, here is a quick look at a battle that was pointed out to me from the last time out. Roscoe just coming out of the pits towards the end of the race. I'll be keeping an eye on it, but also setting up for our race, of course. Nice bit of side-by-side there, like it. Ooh, little touch into Sheen, sorry, Sterling's, now in towards Clark. Opportunity. It's back taking the middle of the road. There was a gap down the inside. Into the fray, Irish Liquid. Nice switchback. Yes, indeed. Get the drive away from the corner as well. There you go. Has Rizback come back? I don't have long to get into the lobby, so I don't have a great amount of time here. No. Okay, so there's Rizback off on the grass, so we'll leave it there. Oh, there you go. I will just switch back onto the starting soon screen. Welcome race fans back to SVR. My name is Webbo, here to bring you today's coverage as always. Very good to be here, and we're looking forward to the next round of our championship. This is how things are looking at the moment though. Hervas with pretty much one hand on the trophy with 3 rounds left to go. He has obviously picked up those 5 wins on 118 points. Rizback is in a battle with Jazzy Beats for second place right now anyway. We'll see if anything happens to Hervas through the course of the run-in to the end of the season. There may be a big fly in the ointment. We'll discuss more on that later. Joining 4th place is Roscoe and Oscar, or Rosca and Osco. Crooked Woody is in 6th place, just 2 points shy of that 4th place joint positioning. Then comes a little gap back to Candras or Boogrish Bandy, as you'll see him on the screen. Irish Liquid, Vertigo, Rodrigo Fonseca, Lord Souza, Callum, PFC Bannon, Mr. T, and Justin, who just showed up last time out, which was great to see. In terms of the teams championship, Team Black on 178 ahead of Team Green, Azul Racing and Hector Motorsports a little way back on on 137 there. PSV Racing in 5th, Team Orange in 6th, and Team Yellow at the back. Now, I have had a very late call for the fact that the Hector lobby is up, so it will be a little bit of trial and error for me to be able to do that. The lobby has just been bounced, so that buys me a moment or two before they're underway. So bear with me while I try and get that ready for you. I'll try and get you the link as well for our live audience. You can watch along on their engineer link. Let me know anything that you can't that you're not seeing me commentate on, or any interesting information. There it is, pinned in the live chat for you. But I will try and now get this all sorted out. Unfortunately, what happens is I have to edit the size of Hector and its display window every time, and it's just trial and error in terms of its track map size. It's kind of weird like that. So we'll just turn that on and see. There you go. That's why I have to edit it frequently. So we'll just turn that down a little bit, shall we? And let's go to about here and see how that looks. Is that too small? Yes. Okay. This is. So I didn't gamble on that one correctly. Let's try that. That looks about okay to me. Anyway, so we will run with that track map for now. Anyway, hopefully we'll be able to get you plenty of information, plenty of action from the drivers as well as they all connect in. Looks like we haven't got everybody together. So I just need to communicate that over here to our host Zenith. Big thanks to Zenith for hosting today. Well, we've only got 9 drivers actually registered, plus the host and myself. So yeah, do speak up if you're joining us live. It's always good to have you here. We are expecting a newcomer. I was told that Oscar's friend Bradley will be racing under Tequila Monkey's gamer tag. So in the Azul Allied kitchens and bathrooms, Schmidt kitchens and bathrooms, red and white. You can see 2 team representatives there, but a few drivers missing today, unfortunately. But I'm sure they will be ready to provide a very good race for us nonetheless. Let's get everything ready for you so you can see everything on screen that you need and nothing that perhaps you don't. First driver out of the pits is Michelangelo himself, Lord Souza, in the Team Orange. It is a very, very moody and wet day today in the Nurburgring. As we look up to the sky, that is a frightening prospect. It did say clear sunshine when I last looked at the race conditions, so let's just double check with that one. It says 16 degrees clear sky on my readout anyway for the race, but that might be qualifying the day prior, so could be that we end up with a little bit of moisture through qualifying. Verti getting by, as did Oscar here. So the first driver with an uninterrupted view of our racetrack as we look directly up. You can do this in VR, of course. and we have a look. So, like I say, speak up if you're joining us live here. Always good to hear from you, and hopefully. Saturday quali weather, says Kim. Absolutely, yes. I was getting to work that out for myself, but I appreciate it, Kim, nonetheless. So thank you. It must be a rainy afternoon in Nurburgring region of Germany yesterday. Anyway, I think that's how we work it out. Race should be a nice clear sky. So we'll have mixed conditions between the two sessions. Always nice, as we're on board with Verti right now, and he is heading through Balkan, turn 12, 13 even, and heading up towards the Vidal chicane. Lots of changes for the drivers through the course of this week. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, during the race. But powering out of the turn comes Verti to start his flying lap. Always a good moment then to get on with it. Here we go. So heading downhill. Underneath that Mercedes stadium, we head straight in towards the famous Ravenel hairpin, used to be called Yokohama and Castrol, then into the turn 2, 3 and 4, the Mercedes AMG Arena. Turn 3 this is, 4 is the right-hander. You can ignore track limits on the outside. Let's see. There we go, completely over, maybe slightly too far over. He's got Oscar directly behind. Oscar hasn't really found a good gap here in towards the left-hander of turn 5, and there you can see Verti might have a complaint there that he's hampered by a car overtaking. Oscar might complain that he is the overtaking car and was therefore hampered. Very difficult to rule between those ones. Down in towards this is the hairpin at the south of the circuit. This is the Goodyear turn, usually named after tyres. Once it was the Dunlop corner, into the Michael Schumacher S. As we climb the hill and up, heading towards that turn 11, which is now the Xiaomi left-hander. Xiaomi, the electric Chinese auto manufacturer. Then into Bilstein, or the used to be called Bitkurve and Warsteiner. Go back into that Falcon turn, around up towards the Vidal chicane. Once again, we're almost done with this first flying lap. Oscar trying to get another win on the cards. One win, let me get that right, one win so far, yes, round 5 of the championship. Been missing for a couple rounds, no scored round 8 actually as well. Always frightens me the way the pit wall comes at you there on the way through the final corner. And across the line, the first flying lap, Oscar 1:55.1. Lord Souza beats him on a 54.9. Verti slightly slower as he was being overtaken. This is Bradley, not Tequila. This is Bradley on the racetrack. Just learning the track a little bit there, it seems. I have a fly in the room who is quite literally bugging me like mad. Irish Liquid we are on board with. I think that might be teammate Risbach directly behind us. There is Oscar, there's Justin, Crooked Woody goes 3rd, Justin 4th, Verti 5th, Irish Liquid 6th. Here is Risbach across the line with a new pole position, a 008, faster than Lord Souza, 1:54.990. As we head to see Roscoe, we were just watching Risbach and Roscoe fighting over highlights from their previous round. Roscoe goes provisional pole, 0.272 faster on a 1:54.718, the fastest of the first qualifiers, and we will hang with Roscoe for a little while here. We'll see if we've had any of those new stickers we've been asking Roscoe for. Good to see Akmedo here as well, and Zachary here for Justin. Always good that our new drivers bring in the audience. This is on board with Roscoe at the moment. We'll track with Justin in a moment. Half of the qualifying time has been used up already into the Paget Racing turn number 6. A little bit wide on exit Roscoe there. We'll get an update on the lap on the way out of this next hairpin, the Goodyear turn 7. A little delay on the throttle coming out, and that was half a second slower, so the soft tyres giving up mighty quickly. Let's go and have a look at how Justin's doing then. as Roscoe is down on his current time. Now we go through the right-hander of Bilstein, and you can see Justin, massive understeer. Justin going through there. 5 meters per second northwesterly wind as well is pretty extreme in Gran Turismo terms. It's quite a strong wind into Vidal. There's a cone on the inside on the second part of Vidal. You don't want to be hitting that, but you do want to be getting as close as possible to it. Usually you bump over the first part and take the second part as smoothly as possible for the best exit out of the final corner. Then the Hyundai, now named Curva 15. No improvement for Justin that time round. He's gone for a cool lap, and then presumably this next one is going to be a push lap down into the main hairpin here. A little bit like last source, you want to avoid the actual physical apex of the corner, because there is such a nasty bump on that apex. That will be a poorer way in towards the Mercedes arena, unfortunately, for Justin. I'll just double check this lap. He's skating that inside tyre across the white line there on the exit of turn number 5. And again, down on time. So let's have a look with the chasing Rysbach now. Rysbach has been the most vocal about the new physics update that has happened during the course of this training week, leading up to round 10 of the championship. Into turn number 5. Yes, 5. And then we're struggling through 6 of Pagid. Unfortunately, again, it's going to be another lap. This is an out lap anyway, but another lap where the car isn't quite where he wants it. He'll have time for just one more run. Let's have a look at Roscoe. Is he burning fuel, I wonder? Running in second gear. He needs to be careful not to impede anybody else, but I'm sure he will be careful as possible. This is Lord Souza, and that is nightmare. That is an absolute nightmare, because you've just stuffed up the start of your next flying lap. I don't know if he's even got time. I don't think he has got time to make it round. It's better to just park the car up, I think, at this point. Unfortunately for Lord Souza. Over to Verti in P5. Let's have a look at Verti's first sector. Oh, the car is sliding a lot. Now, the drivers were telling me that these cars don't slide, but there is actually a lot less grip off the racing line. Let's just double check that moment there for Verti. Was he actually off track or not? They said that they were telling me these cars just don't slide anymore. But that was a violent wrench on the steering wheel. But still, an unusual one, for me anyway, seeing that happen. There is Verti then, back on the racetrack. This is with Crooked Woody towards Mercedes now. Less than a minute on the clock, so these are the final flying laps. A little bit of opposite lock there for Woody, but all okay as we head then down in towards the left-right of turns 5 and 6. It's Pagid Racing turn 6 here. Similar profile to the next corner, just is a little bit shorter. Bummy says curbs are death, grass is ice. Absolutely, but that problem for Verti was neither of those two things. Maybe the curb upset the car, but it should be that we can't run over curbs. It should be that way, but it is a bit rough on our drivers as they come through in the middle of a championship with no warning. He's up on his best time so far. Oscar goes second, a 54.961. This is Crooked Woody though, heading into the left-hander at the top of the hill. This is the Xiaomi Curva into Bilstein, the suspension manufacturers, on the way out then. Much quicker this, 0.7 of a second for Crooked Woody. He needs double that to get pole, but this should lift him at least until the drivers behind get a time. It's Roscoe Oscar Rysbach. That's easy for me to say, not. And there is perhaps the opposite approach I was talking about, which is a careful first part and then a violent second part of the Vidal chicane in towards the Hyundai corner. Absolutely on the limit there, Crooked Woody. Got the power down very early. Goes up to 5th, but it is Roscoe at the moment who is the fastest. This is his last run through the Vidal chicane. Looked a little bit pedestrian. Rysbach claims pole by 14 thousandths of a second as Roscoe comes to try and take it back. Risbach is there. Here comes Roscoe. Can he do it? He can! By another 0.2 of a second. Roscoe retakes first position then. Provisional pole. I'm not sure who else is going to be able to challenge. We've got this newcomer Bradley here. And he's taking it pretty steady right now. So I think he's touring. I don't think this lap is going to count. So it is going to be Roscoe, as far as I can tell, on pole. He's added more tartan on the back wing. We do enjoy looking at Roscoe's livery updates. What else have we got that I haven't seen? We've got the Flying Scot. I think that's new. A French Scottish sticker on the side there. Ecos. Have we added anything new here? Can we spot the difference from the last round? There's William Wallace, but yeah, we've gone even more tartan. We're looking for, I can't remember what we asked him to add last time out, but there it is. Your result of qualifying, Roscoe the Scot ahead of Oscar in P2, with Risbach in P3. So a good provisional grid there for the Europeans, or former European nations. Lord Sousa in 4th and Crooked Woody in 5th place. Verti, Justin and Tequila Monkey's nephew's friend, Bradley. I'm going to struggle with this one, Tequila. And Irish Liquid out in P9. Then with a time that was 8.5 seconds off. Now that is not Irish Liquid's times at all. So we will certainly hope that things improve for him. I've been bounced from the lobby, so we better just go and discover exactly why that is and what's just happened. So we'll we'll get there for you in a moment. Let me just go to a different screen for now, and we will try and get that ready for you. Right, so I'm right here. I'm just waiting on my lobby code before I can get in. No spoilers today, please. If you're in the live chat for a certain World Motorsport event that has happened slightly earlier, not everybody has the has the opportunity to watch live. So please, no spoilers. We will just be enjoying this race naturally here at the Nurburgring. I like to call it the Green Heck, if the Nurburgring Nordschleife is the Green Hell. But welcome everybody, welcome Dirty Digital, welcome Zachary as well. Why don't the lists match? We may have had a problem there with Hector, so my apologies. Do you mean the lists on the screen, or do you mean the list that's on screen right now? Because right now these are the kind of Discord names. Not everybody matches their Discord name. All right, let's just input this. All right, on our way back. Oh, of course, no problem. Ask questions away. You can go ahead and look at svr-racing.com for all this information, including the previous races results and any issues that might have befallen our drivers. So we're just going to need everyone to check back in and the grid to be rebuilt. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I go over to here and click on the race, the round 9, what we will see is we have got the full racing results after any steward inquiries, and they should normally be asterisked. And there you can see an appeal between Irish Liquid and Candros was raised. I don't know which way round those were, but no further action was determined. You can actually, if you are really interested, go ahead and watch the literally watch the video evidence that was submitted by the drivers. as to what happened. So I won't embarrass anybody by going any further on that one, but you can do that. svr-racing.com, and the link I left under the SVR admin name today as the pin chat is an engineer view, so you can actually get hold and enjoy watching the POVs of your favorite drivers. It's usually designed so that you can watch two drivers at a time, maybe. I do try and bring those into the stream if I can, just to reassure you. We're waiting on this situation then for the lobby to be rebuilt. Pit stops underway apparently, according to Hector. Let's just hit refresh on that one. But via Hector, I can usually show a driver or two in POV, so we look forward to capturing what's going on with them as well. I will do my best to keep up with the live chat as well. It's not always possible. The most important thing, as I'm sure everybody would agree, is that I keep up to date with what is happening on the main screen. But yeah, feel free to entertain yourselves if I'm super busy. Okay, there you go. Drivers just communicating where things might not be exactly as they remember them in qualifying. So yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. For if you're new here to SVR, we are a pretty serious league, so we do take it pretty seriously. Thanks, Dirty Digital. I would love to be on there, but yeah, I don't think I quite have the right connections to make it work. Unfortunately, that's the way things have been run. So we do have a slight problem with that there track map. It's not quite the right track. I'm not quite sure how that has just gone wrong. So the track map, either you're going to have to really squint, or I'm going to have to turn Hector off while that is functioning, which may be the correct route anyway. I'll try and get you some driver views. Oh yes, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? I'd love nothing more than to do stuff like that, to be honest. That sounds great. Get into a car show would be pretty awesome. But yeah, you can check out my channel if you haven't heard my commentary before. I have quite a bit of experience. WebORed5 is my YouTube handle. It's at the bottom of your screen anyway. But yeah, I'd love to see you over there. And when we're live with other leagues, all the races this season are live or via replay on the SVR channel. Thursdays 7:30 UK when we go race. We show the replay of the second tier. But a big shout out to Crooked Woody as well for being the executive producer of today's and the vast majority of our racing season as well here in the rookie division. So we will get underway. You can see a total change of weather, as you would expect. If you've been tracking the real life weather right now in the Nurburgring region. But we get ready then for 21 racing laps. Round 10 of the championship about to get underway. It's 5 red lights. And it's dropped the clutch, and it's go. Oscar with a good reaction, but Roscoe actually got hooked up pretty well there. Risbach challenging here and getting ahead of Oscar, at least on the road, but Oscar has that all-important inside line. Little bit of touch between Risbach and with Roscoe as they head through that first hairpin, and it looks like Risbach is delaying his acceleration to give the place back. It may not be quite what the rest of the drivers had in mind. Oscar down the inside there, hanging on. Next to Crooked Woody in the Team Green car, and there's Risbach there looking to try and get the place back to Oscar, I do believe. There you go, blend out of the throttles. Very fair from Risbach as usual, but unfortunately Lord Souza has got himself up in the Team Orange car in the Michelangelo helmet up to second position. Risbach, I think, is doing his best here to let Oscar by. I can't be absolutely certain after that contact, but we will wait to see anyway. And certainly there goes Oscar down the inside line. It's a bit of an open goal here for the drivers. Risbach to the inside into the hairpin there, and a fantastic overtake. The drivers are tiptoeing the way around on these icy cold tyres at this early stage of the race. Different strategies underway, of course. Medium tyres for Lord Souza, kind of explaining his difficulty getting away from the slower corners. Oscar is in third. Lord Souza down the inside into the Michael Schumacher-esque. Sorry, that's the Xiaomi left-hander. We're already around there, and it wasn't quite the overtake he was hoping for. The 666 Irish Liquid up from the back of the grid into P7. Verti is right there with Bradley under Tequila Monkey's name. Verti, there goes Bradley to the inside as well. A nice overtake as they approach the Vidal chicane. There's plenty of action going on ahead, as well as Crooked Woody delays his turn in. And we've got Lord Souza right there. Crooked Woody starting on the soft tyres, needs to get ahead of Lord Souza early doors. But Roscoe is absolutely checking out early on here, and he seems to have got to grips with these tyres, these conditions very early. Here comes Oscar, though, to the inside line. Risbach letting him have that inside line. Let's see what happens as they head down towards the hairpin here. It can favour the guy on the outside or the inside, but Oscar's gone for it. A nice overtake, cutting through the inside line. And Risbach, you've got to say, the slower of the drivers away here at this early start portion of the race. There goes Crooked Woody, just 2.5 tenths of a second away from Lord Souza. He's got a better direction change, but we saw Verti go wrong in qualifying through that very section of the race. Now, you can go off track under normal racing conditions and qualifying conditions through that turn number 4, but you cannot overtake off track. So the drivers are going to be aware of that. These are our racing rules here at SVR. And as they filter through, then it's Roscoe, Oscar, Risbach, Lord Souza and Crooked Woody, your top 5. Justin not far behind here. Justin racing in the Hector Motorsports colours today, with Irish Liquid in 7th and Verti there in P8. The nice new white chase lines on the gold and black livery of the Gold team affiliated with PSV Racing YouTube channel. But off into the gravel goes Verti and losing positions. Let's do a quick replay then of the start, and I'll try and get you a driver who was fairly far back. You can see Risbach there on the inside, little touch, and then it was very clumsy as they come through the racing lines, blurring into an absolute mass guesswork as they come through the hairpin. And this was the very start then you can see drivers just settling into as much of a rhythm as they can. There was the start of the race. As we go back to the leader, it is Roscoe, 3.5 seconds clear after 3 racing laps and on the soft tyres, but burning through them pretty quickly. Oscar opening the gap out to Risbach there in P3, and then we have a fabulous battle pack here. We've got Lord Souza, Crooked Woody, Justin and Irish Liquid, the midfield absolutely on it here, determined to give us the best racing action, even though we're down on actual racing numbers through the course of this particular racing weekend. Crooked Woody to the outside there, getting a decent drive away here. Collecting flags on the car is Crooked Woody. Germany and Ukraine, that looked like Justin and Irish Liquid almost side by side for a second there. Crooked Woody has his bit between his teeth here. Needs to dive bomb Lord Souza, I think, because Souza is on those medium tyres. Focus on your exit. Maybe you can get the overlap before the Schumacher S, but we'll wait to see. Dirty Digital says, love to race in this, but I can't do the VR. I just get sick. There are some tricks around it. You can, if you can borrow someone's and put a fan on, that helps orientate yourself. If you can have a strong fan in one direction near your face, that can help. Some drivers get better with time and just small increments of increase in the amount of racing time, but some people just have motion sickness and it just can't be fixed, obviously. Yeah. So OJR here for Oscar. Hi to OJR, good to see you. Roscoe, Oscar in 2nd, Risbach in 3rd, and Lord Souza then with Crooked Woody, Justin and Irish Liquid following in a very, very close succession. Here comes Crooked Woody then on the approach then into the Xiaomi left-hander. Again, this was the Vidal even. We are rattling through our lap times here. And you can see Woody a little bit slow through the Vidal in towards what used to be called the Coca-Cola curve, is now the Hyundai corner, and a good exit. That's Donald Trump's quiff on the front of his helmet, by the way, if you're wondering if it's a bright yellow slug. Some would say, same difference. Justin's improved a lot since Brands Hatch, says Dirty Digital. Yeah, well, the drivers obviously have the chance to practice through the course of 2 weeks. We have a Formula weekend and we have a GT3 weekend, and they alternate through the course of the season. Sometimes we miss a week as well, but we had a good, I think, 5 weeks off in the summer. But we're bringing this home with an intense period here to the end of the season. Roscoe, Oscar, Rysbach still the top 3. This is the battle in the midfield. Behind them, Irish Liquid in 7th and Zenith Specs in 8th. Has he actually joined? I think he has. I wasn't expecting Zenith to be racing here. Verti's in 9th, and Bradley, guest driving today in Tequila Monkey's rig. Friend of Oscar, here to pick up points for Schmidt in 10th place. So back to that battle pack of running. We have Lord Sousa in 4th here. Crooked Woody. Let's join Crooked Woody on board on the closest to VR motion camera that we can get. So Dirty Digital, perhaps go and look at the horizon while we're watching this. And I don't want to make you motion sick as well. Keep your device that you're watching very, very still indeed. Through we go. The former Bitcurver, now Bilstein turn. Great view of the Hector Motorsports car of Justin in the mirrors here as well. As we head uphill into the Vidal. Let's ride through the Vidal with Crooked Woody. He avoids the curb on the first part here and absolutely smashes the curb in the second part of the Vidal. I've always learnt the opposite approach, but I'm not going to argue with these drivers. I did drive this car last year, even at this track, and I was hopeless. So I've got absolutely no skin in the game whatsoever. So hard to turn right here. Used to the 24-hour track, yeah, definitely. Oh, the door! Was the door open? Was it forced open? Justin went for it, but he wasn't happy making that overtake unclean, so he's ducked out of it. Let's have another look at that, perhaps from Justin's point of view, as we head down towards the hairpin here. You've got to say, door was somewhat open to the apex, but there it is so low grip on the inside on the exit of that corner. This is why it's almost always better to be on the outside. It's very counterintuitive. You always want to go for the gap down the inside there. I got overtaken at least once, maybe twice in this race last year by trying to hold the inside line. Justin, I haven't had confirmation whether he is rocking the 619 number with reference to Rey Mysterio or not, but I'm gonna make it canon soon enough if he doesn't confirm either way for me. Lord Sousa, you see, now starting to open the gap to Crooked Woody thanks to those medium tyres in a better place than the softs. Justin looks to be slightly more confident on his soft tyres here right now than Crooked Woody, who's understeering through the left. He needs then got a narrow line through the right-hander that will compromise his exit, and it all just becomes a positive spiral for both Justin and, enter the scene, Irish Liquid. Little bit of side-by-side action. Who's going to take their opportunity here to have a go at Crooked Woody? Well, why not both? Porque no los dos. Into the Vidal chicane we go. Fabulous. Look at this. 3 drivers behaving themselves absolutely perfectly as we run through here. This was Irish Liquid's view of life. We'll trick over to Justin. Irish Liquid benefit of a double toe here as they both go into the corner, and Justin was brilliant actually there, not overdoing it into the corner. Brilliant sequence, and actually it's so good I want to see it a third time. This time from Crooked Woody's panicky point of view here. Lots of action in the mirrors. How do you defend from a double attack coming both ways? Well, Crooked Woody says, you know what, my tyres are dead, I can't do anything here. So just filters back in, and in fact he goes a bit back in straight into the pits and gets off those soft tyres very early, switching out onto the mediums. Does Crooked Woodies. We'll see if he can build some speed later on into here. And there is Irish Liquid in P4, and we've got Lord Sousa up the road. 3 seconds they lost essentially to Lord Sousa there. We've got Oscar having made his pit stop as well, now onto the medium tyres. He's come out in traffic. That is not ideal for him at all. So he's pitted on the same lap as Crooked Woody. That's the end of lap 5, start of lap 6. That looked like a slide. Oscar's internet, not always that ideal. So we've been petitioning Tequila to help out with Oscar's internet. It may just be one of those situations I can't do anything about. but I'm pretty sure Tequila will do his best. In towards the Xiaomi left-hander we go with Justin. Now they are having been playing attack at this point on the previous lap, and now just wary of Oscar, who has quite sensibly sat back here, expecting the drivers in front. Maybe he's asked our AI engineer Hector, after which the Hector Motorsports team is named, what tyres the drivers in front are on. This is a very, very slow Vidal chicane, and Oscar's on the inside here. I'm expecting Justin to peel across to the inside and try and get into the pit lane. He can't do it. So whether he was planning to or not, Oscar was on his inside. You can use your blinker to indicate literally to the drivers around you what you're planning, but he's going to stay out, and this is a very risky lap for Justin. Look at those tyres on the display, bottom left of your screen. They are near the canvas and near the danger territory, and there you can see he couldn't get the braking performance on the car relative to Oscar, albeit the fact that Oscar is on those medium tyres. Lord Souza has gone around for another lap. He's still on the mediums that he started the race on. We are at 1/3 distance already of this race. We may be having a second rookie division, or a second Red Bull division potentially next season, and it maybe we go a bit longer on the races for those drivers. Roscoe's lead has been cut back quite considerably to what is now P2 Lord Souza, now down to 1.9 seconds. Remember, after 3 laps, he was 3.5 seconds in the lead of the race as he absolutely thrashed his tyres to within an inch of their life. Made it to the pit lane, of course, and there is Oscar with his slight little bit of lag there. Over undercut. Who comes out, says Dirty Digital. It's always the gamble, but of course we have the difference in tyre strats as well to play for. Soft to medium or medium to soft, possibly even for a third set of tyres. We will wait and see later on as to whether they can get 2/3 race distance out of a single set of medium tyres. These are the corners where it's going to hurt Justin, these fast flowing turns, and we just hope that those tyres will hang on before he can get himself in towards the pit lane. Lap 7 of the 21 it is, the fastest lap overall. Roscoe 1:55.2. Justin's fastest personal best of 57.8. Roscoe is absolutely on fire today, with championship leader Hervas out of contention, not able to race with us today. Here is Verti, Irish Liquid and Crooked Woody, as Woody will be having another view of this Vidal chicane entry, with 2 drivers negotiating for an overtake directly in front of him. Worrying times as he goes through. We've got Verti cutting to the inside there, slightly defensive, but getting a decent enough exit. Medium tyres, of course. Woody, he pitted on the same lap as Oscar, end of lap 5, I want to say, so almost certainly going for a 2-stopper here today. Irish Liquid tempted perhaps to go down into the inside line. Verti very, very defensive at this stage on the racing hard tyres, so possibly trying a 1-stopper here. That is brave. We don't tend to see the 1-stop working particularly well, or at least a hard tyre anyway. It used to be an easy 1-stop most of the season last season, these cars, but there has been a small tweak to the strategy. There you can see Irish Liquid really hampered into the corner, and Crooked Woody pouncing as soon as he had the opportunity. I'll replay that in just a second. We'll see how this shakes out as we go through. That is a little bit leaning on the tyre. We've got a big accident though, big accident, and that is looking like it's for Justin, unfortunately. Let's just replay this. I think we're a little bit late, are we? Let's go here, and there you can see, just tucked on the inside lane there. And if I just go up here, we'll see if we can see what happened to Justin. He was ahead of these 2, turns into the corner, touches the curb. It is low grip though, that one. I have seen that before, so it's no massive surprise. That's Bradley at the back at the moment anyway, in the Schmidt Kitchens and Interior Solutions, or bathrooms, I've seen it called as well before, but closely aligned with the Azul Racing Team. Complete title sponsorship though of our Azul Allied Junior team. Here is Lord Souza in second place. He's got Oscar right with him. Oscar on the new medium tyres. Lord Souza yet to pit off his starting medium tyres, and he's needing to defend to the middle here, but he needs to get back out really. That's very, very narrow from Lord Souza. If Oscar can time the release of the throttle here, he'll be onto something, but Not quite. Oscar couldn't commit to the outside lane into turn 2. He fully commits to the outside exit of turn 2, and into 3 we go. Let's see how they go through turn 4 here. Oscar with the narrow line. He'll probably feed that out quite quickly, but yeah, not the best start to this race. Oscar could have had a bit more luck there and come out in front of this traffic battle, but Lord Sousa has every right to stay exactly where he is and hang on to this as long as possible. He can play spoiler here and try and go for a podium versus Oscar, or he can try and get a hurry on and catch Roscoe. Could well be that Roscoe is uncatchable today. We'll see how Lord Sousa is feeling later on in the course of the race into the Schumacher S. It even says it right there on the screen for you as well as we watch the drivers going through. 3.4 seconds back to Rysbach. Very surprised to see Rysbach having dropped this far back this early, but it is the second part of his name after all. He cycles through. I think he's now got the French tricolor on the nose of his Hector Motorsports car. I haven't seen that before. Chase line's splitting the middle of the car in towards Vidal this time. 15. You've got to be careful because you force the driver on the inside to take too much curb, and they're going to bounce straight into you. That almost happened with Oscar and Lord Sousa through there. It's a little bit like playing chess at 200 miles an hour. Round the back, or in the background, comes Rysbach. He'll be watching this and hoping that they continue to slow each other down a little bit. But bear in mind, they are now 8 seconds away from Roscoe, who's still in the lead of our race. We'll check out Roscoe's current condition there. New medium tyres still going a-okay as this is the battle for P2. I would say let's have a listen to the engines, but unfortunately they're not very loud. These little Cosworth engines. On the way in towards the left-hander. It's not a normal overtaking point. In fact, that's exactly where Justin lost the car on the previous lap by being off the racing line. Talking about the new physics update, it does appear that the curbs and any off-track surface is incredibly difficult to get any traction on. But the drivers are saying that the cars themselves, while on the racing line, are far easier to drive and push to the limit. And there's very little in the way of consequence, that it's difficult to lose the car under traction. Now, these are lower powered cars anyway, but even our SF23 Formula 1 like drivers are saying the same thing. More on that, of course, later on in the S1 race, which is coming up straight after this race, up past 6 UK time, or in about 50 minutes, all in. Here is Oscar. Really needs to pass right now. Oscar to try and cement second place and gain significant points on Herbas. To the outside then, into the Vidal chicane. Again, not quite brave enough to hang on for the apex, the second part. But obviously he's got a lot to lose, has Oscar, and there's still just getting for 11 racing laps left to go, but he couldn't be closer on the way down the start-finish straight here, and already he's got the overlap. Don't peel too far to the inside. Lord Sousa just forcing him to go as narrow as possible, and around to the outside there goes Sousa. I mean, that was a turning into the car on the side. Slight miscalculation from Sousa, but a good overtake ultimately from Oscar there. We can even perhaps watch it. Well, there's no point watching it from Rysbach at this stage, but this is down the inside, and then we can see from Sousa. He's trying to go for the switchback, but obviously parking on the apex to a certain degree was Oscar. Oscar then released into second place, 12.5 seconds from Roscoe, who leads the race then. I'm afraid it is difficult to ride with Oscar for too long. So we'll just check out what else is going on. Again, I must say, Lord Sousa, very old medium tyres here. They have done 11 racing laps, of course, on full fuel, and Rysbach to the inside, making a lot shorter work of Lord Sousa and the pass than perhaps Oscar did. Rysbach is in second place in the championship at the moment, 87 points. really badly needs these points. Oscar and Roscoe are equal on points coming into the race, into the left hand of Xiaomi. Risback just on the narrow line there, holding on, but should get the exit, although it does look like Lord Souza has a decent amount of slipstream here. Doesn't want to let this go too easily, and into that Vidal chicane again, and off onto the grass, and managing to hang on despite these reports of terrible new off-track grip physics. Lots of drivers complain there. You can just see the French stripes down the centre line of the car for Risback. One of only 3 French or French territory drivers we have. I hope that our Corsican driver will forgive me for calling Corsica a French territory. He took exception to me calling him French, but we will see. Irish Liquid 5th, Crooked Woody 6th, just 1 second, just under separating them. Verti has Zenith Specs not far behind of him as well. A nice battle going on at the tail of the field here at the moment. 7th, 8th, 9th, Verti, Zenith and Justin. Quite a bit of purple going on there as well. That is Justin, making his intentions quite clear, diving down the inside. Apologies for the slightly difficult to follow off-track camera angles. Some of them are absolutely beautiful here at the Nurburgring. As we come through then, we'll follow this on board with Justin, turning into turn 3. Nice narrow exit, turn 3, opens up turn 4, going as wide as you can. All 4 wheels over the white line absolutely count in track limits. This is back on board with Zenith Specs then. You can see the carbon fibre sections of his race car. Doesn't want to open the door too much to the driver behind. And as he comes through, can he now keep this inside line? Oh, Verti steers directly across of him. It's outside, inside. Which way do you go? Wow. Very, very close here between the two of them. The driver behind Justin will be getting even closer as we go through out of the turn in towards the Schumacher-S, and it's completely as you were as they climb the hill back again as we go through up and over the top of the crest in towards Xiaomi again, the 666 here of Zenith Specs. Oh, and there's Verti wide again. That was possibly a double move, I think, there from Verti earlier on, but difficult to read from the camera we were on at the time. Justin in P9, 0.3 of a second here. Zenith Specs, and there goes another swipe across from Verti. He's got to now leave a car width at the apex, at the entry even. And there you go. Beautiful switchback coming here from Zenith Specs. He worked incredibly hard for that, and we've got some action going on behind of this as well as Verti and Justin come through. Justin out on the gravel. I'll be surprised if he hangs on to that one. And there you can see the difference between taking the first and the second apexes aggressively. And then we go out here to see Justin trying to do the switchback. Couldn't get the apex and out onto the gravel there. That is very, very dicey as he comes out of the corner as we go back to live action. Lap 13 of the 21, almost, of course, at 2/3 distance. There's damage on the front of Justin. We saw what happened earlier for him. Permanent damage on our cars as well. If you're new here to SVR, you have to pit in order to repair the damage. Justin alongside of Verti. Verti is looking increasingly desperate to hang on, and unfortunately it's not happened this time. Verti down to 9th from 7th this time, 1 lap ago. And that's some great little decal application work there in the undercut on the PSV Racing car. I haven't seen that work so effectively. But yeah, exactly, Dirty. That's what I was talking about earlier. For sure, off track is harder. So I think Justin hanging on in the exit there. This is Roscoe in the world's most Scottish race car, heading down into the hairpin as Oscar is coming out of the final corner. It's definitely only Roscoe that can really lose to Roscoe today. We'll wait to see if he can hang on for the remaining third of the race. This is the gap at the front. Oscar to Risback. Risback coming through. The sunshine very much out. Lord Sousa finally pits after 13 racing laps, clicks over to the 14th. He should be okay then on light fuel to bring this home to a finish on a one-stopper. Out we go of the pit lane. Little check to the left there from the driver. It's very realistic. It's exactly what the drivers are probably doing in VR, but it isn't actually connected. We've tested it over and over again, and the VR helmet maneuvers aren't represented on screen, so it is a bit sad. We do wish we could have both that and hand gestures working, hand tracking on on our PSVR 2 helmets. Just seen a little silhouette of a dog, I want to say, on the front wing. The front wheel cover of Crooked Woody. I don't know that I've noticed that before. Let's just check that out. Can you see that little? It's like a Schnauzer dog, I think, or a Corgi profile. Woody's Express. Less said about the symbol above Woody's Express logo, the better, I think, at this point. Certainly, while we're on a professional race broadcast, anyway. We skate close to the wind with the number 69 and the Trump slug on the front. ZS Specs P7 just in P8 and Verti in 9th. Tequila Monkey's nephew's friend Bradley is down in 10th at the moment. About to get lapped here by I want to say, is that Oscar there or possibly Rizback? It looks like Bradley is likely to let this car go. They've been rocking the Lamborghini badged engines. They are all the same, of course, but the drivers do enjoy. There's one of the cones has gone begging there on the exit of turn 1. Roscoe leading. Gap has reduced a little bit. We are probably expecting a second pit stop for the majority of these races, looking at these medium tyres now. Could be that Lord Sousa 36.6 seconds away. If the drivers in front do require an extra pit stop, he'll be right there fighting for the podium. And it'll be between these four, of course, looking at the distance to the next car, P5 of Irish Liquid, who may need to either go in the pits or look after those tyres significantly. Yes, Cartman's there as well. And Sousa, props to Sousa in the chat here for his conservation Perez-like run in towards peace, and that doesn't mean multiple start infringements. That means being a tyre whisperer. Zenith in P7 as he goes in towards turn number 2. The Mercedes AMG Arena is the name for this whole group of corners. I do wish they would maybe name them differently. Even different Mercedes-Benz models or special editions or something would be good. It would be better than just a general sector of Mercedes-Benz Arena. Zenith Specs here in the 7th position. Justin's back in the pits then. There's his cracked front right light as he goes back out then. The first driver to commit to a 2-stop, and he has crossed the line on pit entry. It's easy done here at the Nurburgring, and picked up a 3-second off-throttle penalty, which costs you far more than 3 seconds. That is Verti, and I want to say that's Oscar. No, that's actually the last place Bradley in the second Schmidt Kitchens and Bathrooms Azul racing car at the back of the grid. So Oscar in second, 3 seconds ahead of Rizback in third. Lord Sousa 36.0. He's actually catching the leader at this stage on those new tyres as he comes out. 30 digits, so it would be an 85 character long. Well, what about, yes, Michael Schumacher's former cap sponsor, Deutsche Vermögensberatung. That would be pretty awesome. I'd love that if we had that. But I'm just talking about, you know, maybe you have one that's the Gullwing corner, or the the GT3 corner, or something, you know, something pretty cool. I'd like that. Through turn 2 goes Lord Sousa. 35 seconds now away from the leader. So it is getting a little bit tense here. I don't know how much Roscoe is using his engineer to track where his nearest rival on a one-stopper actually is. It's difficult. Firstly, it's difficult in VR to track where anybody is if you can't see them, and secondly, it's doubly difficult because you to see anyone further than 1 or 2 places further back than you. Reading the entire race is the exact reason why our racer in S1, Beragos, has designed and built the Hector AI Motorsport engine. There's a few videos out there on the SVR Racing. I think I've released a couple of shorts as well about Hector in operation, where we ask Hector the tyres or gap to car in front. It's really cool. As we come through then of the right-hand section of the former Bitkurve, now Bilstein corner, as we run on then. Your mouth to God's ears, Dirty Digital. If you know anybody at Sky Sports, hit me up, or even a channel that delivers racing action with a little bit more in the way of integrity, realism. Roscoe P1, Oscar P2, Risbach P3, all in the pits. Glory to Lord Souza's ears here, as he will see those drivers pitting, who will get right on their tail, if not ahead of one or two of them. I see they've put the Honda badges on the on Lord Souza's car as well in the Team Orange, making sure they've got their badged engines. Roscoe's already out of the pit lane, so it won't be a problem for him. Oscar in P2, Risbach, there he is, in range of Lord Souza, who's got soft tyres. I imagine everybody is going on soft tyres now, but for this lap only, Lord Souza has a window of opportunity. Can he find his way to challenge Risbach here for the podium? But of course, his tyres will drop off faster. So anybody pitting now is certainly, with 4 laps to go, going to be on the soft. So a soft, medium, soft strategy versus what is Lord Souza's medium to soft strategy, one stop. And it's brought him right there. We've done that occasionally, Dirty Digital. We have started naming corners, particularly in Croatia. We have a whole track of made-up corner names. Like, for instance, I call the hairpin at Suzuka the Kobayashi hairpin, and no one told me that I could do that, but I chose to. Here comes Lord Souza then, out of the right-hander. That is the now named Goodyear Kircher, or former Dunlop. So they'll sell that corner to anybody as long as you're a tyre manufacturer. As we go then to the left-hander of Xiaomi. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Any Mandarin speakers can help me out with that one. We can see Oscar up the road, and a personal best sector 2. Yeah, sector 3 in fact. It's a 4-sector lap, this Nurburgring Grand Prix, Green Heck, as we head into the Vidal. Risbach hanging on then to an almost 2-second gap to the car in behind of him, which we're watching. Lord Souza. Roscoe is in the lead. Coming into the hairpin there at the bottom of the start-finish straight. Oscar in P2, Risbach in 3rd. And there is your podium, 2nd, 3rd even, and 4th positions as they come under the BMW sponsored overpass and starting light gantry, heading down in towards the very important Ravenel hairpin. Further back, let's go through the grid. Zenith Specs in no man's land, pretty much in 5th place, but coming up from the back of the grid, more or less. Irish Liquid in P6. We've got Crooked Woody out there in 7th. I'm not sure Woody will be particularly happy with that one. Darth Maul's here, able to type if not speak. Yes, Oscar, GT, easy dubs for Oscar. Not quite. Roscoe's going to have something to say about that, but Oscar will climb up in the point rankings. He's entered today's race level on points with Risbach. Hervas, who is not with us today, leads the championship by 20 clear points coming into this. He really needed drivers such as Roscoe, who's down in 5th, to run forward and claim the win, because that means that his gap to his nearest rival remains roughly static. Here is Woody then, the absolute fastest run through sector 1 for Woody. He's the closest driver to anybody else on the grid at the moment, Woody. Let's see, as we shape to a move. It's looking like it's almost a yielded corner here from Irish Liquid down into that Goodyear corner. And a great overtake, nice and neatly done from Crooked Woody into P6. Brand new soft tyres, I must say, with Irish Liquid. Similar age tyres though for Irish Liquid, if not slightly newer. And they'll be watching their fuel tanks as well, with just over 3 laps left to go. There's Verti in P8. Dirty says that's a clean pass. It was absolutely. Justin in 9th, Tequila Monkey in 10th. This is Tequila Monkey's nephew's friend, Bradley. I keep getting it wrong, but here he is. And being lapped, I think, for the second time. Roscoe making his way by there in the world's most Scottishest livery. If you can think of something Scottish that he hasn't put on the livery, do shout out, because we are trying to make... We tried a deep fried Mars bar, but I doubt there's a sticker for that. I remember last race, one of our audience members suggested it. You can see everything else that's on there. Roscoe's really got to grips with these new physics. The fastest of anybody, you've got to say, in this 2-week gap. Well, basically it's been 3 full days since the physics update. The ultimate fastest lap of the race, the previous lap, the first flying lap on new softs on low fuel for Roscoe there, a 55.181, and at this rate he's not going to have a lot of soft tyres left for the end of the race, but I'm sure he'll be ready. There is the word haggis digital there above the 295 on the rear wheel cover. We do have the word haggis, but I don't think there is an actual haggis available. So you'll have to scan and then make into an SVG his own haggis and deep fried Mars bar. But it's going very nicely. The constant build-up of sticker requests for Roscoe, I love it. Oscar in P2, 11.6 seconds. It's smaller than it has been, but it's nowhere near the way to go into pressurising Roscoe into these final 2 racing laps. Here comes Oscar. The start-finish line is quite early after the final corner, much earlier so the finish line is much earlier than the start line that the Sousa is just crossing right now. So there isn't much chance for a drag race to the finish line. Here is a little bit of action. Crooked Woody on the inside of Zenith Specs, level pegging between the two of them. Old medium tyres though for Zenith into the Vidal chicane and claiming that one nicely. Very, very smooth driving here. I know we're into the last quarter of our championship now, but even the fact that these rookies are able to run with precious little contact, and even when there is contact like that, Irish Liquid on Woody, the sportsmanship at play is phenomenal. I've got to say, brilliant behaviour, and they really do just want to make sure they make these clean passes. We've got those great stewards. Big thank you to the stewards as well for making sure we go racing as fairly as possible. That looked like an accidental overtake there. Do we count goal for Scottish? Well, why not? Here we go, into the corner there. It was just a miscalculation. I seem to remember someone doing that when Thump was overtaking them in the previous year's Adrian Newey division race. I'm not going to name and shame them right now. Here's Crooked Woody in 5th. Back to that's a good haul of points for Woody. So what have we got? Woody in 6th in the championship going into this race. Just lost a position in the championship actually, Woody, but just 2 points away from Roscoe and Oscar. So he's going to lose out to them, probably solidify this 5th position now, Woody. And again, big thank you to Woody for providing the required support for the broadcast today. You can support the SVR Racing League via the website, either one-off or obviously monthly you can do as well. Here is Roscoe on his final lap on the approach to the not the Schumacher S. This is turn 5 into the Paget Racing turn 6. I can't find any evidence that turn 5 is actually named, which is a rarity in the somewhat eager to sell real estate Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. That's Rizback on the tail runner at the moment, Bradley, as Lord Sousa is 10.4 seconds away from him. It's quite a long run there. I don't know if Roscoe has actually shared this livery on Gran Turismo, but I'll try and give you a bit of screen time here to view. You can see Tunnocks, Caramel, Achillan Ku, William Wallace, among many other Scottish elements. Tennant's Lager on there as well. As we get the final run here Comes Roscoe. There's little, only running out of fuel would cost him here the race. I think at this point he could crash and probably still recover. Into the Vidal we go. Last time of asking for Roscoe. Little bit of crossed up action, trying to get another new fastest lap I think here, but a 55.181 I think it will be. Exiting the final corner. Flash of the lights from the very flashy Roscoe. A fantastic win at the Nurburgring for Roscoe. Congratulations to him. That is his first win here at SVR and of course of the season, as we go back to find Oscar right there in P2. Another podium for him for the 5th time this season, and Riz back across the line in 3rd. A popular podium that will be, I am absolutely certain, but Rizback, he'd be hoping for more than that, I think. But 2 third places on the bounce, 3 podiums on the bounce for Rizback in rare form is our Frenchman. Lord Souza then in 4th, couldn't make that one stop work well, and look at the state of his tyres at the end of the race. Finished 16 seconds off the podium, but a brave attempt was definitely made. Crooked Woody trying to hold on into the Vidal for the final time against Irish Liquid. He's been surrounded by purple and black race cars today, has Crooked Woody. One more apex, one more exit. It might be that Liquid can get there, but here comes Crooked Woody to take home 5th. Flash of the lights from Irish Liquid there. I don't know if that's frustration or gratitude, but he goes through. Zenith Specs. Is this a car who's run out of fuel? It just looked very slow for a second. Zenith Specs home in 7th, 30 in 8th. And Justin, I think, has had a fair bit of off-track excursions to date. I know he's got his fans who have turned up in force to watch him, and he's going to come home. And I do apologise, Justin, but who else am I going to be watching right now? But I apologise that we caught that final moment on screen. Roscoe, though, the victor, with his Green Goblin on the nose and his new tartan rear wing. Roscoe home in the P1 for the first time here at the SVR Rookie Division races. Oscar's in 2nd and Rizback your 3rd place finisher. Those are your provisional results, of course. Don't forget, we'll be on live with S1 very, very soon. I'll give plenty of time there to Roscoe, and props to him. He needs to put something on the back of his overalls, though. That's your next task, Roscoe. Maybe a star and a Nurburgring symbol. But great provisional results. Roscoe, Oscar and Rizback. I think that was roughly where they started. And Lord Souza, Crooked Woody, Irish Liquid, Zenith and Verti ahead of Justin and Bradley, bringing up the rear of the race. Provisional results. Check out the svr-racing.com and the race for the final classifications later on in the week. But that's me done for today. That's me, Webo, saying goodbye for now. We'll be back online very soon. Certainly rejoin us for the start of qualifying for S2 in 24 minutes time if you're live. Big thank you for all your support. Like the video on your way out, and we will catch you on the next race day.